So hello from our flat in Moscow. Sorry for the echo. I've been trying to look for a place where it's not so echoey, but this is the kitchen. Really posh stuff. Let me take you to the living room, it's a new flat. This is the one that I'm sharing with Rafael Honigstein, who's about to arrive. In fact, he may ring the bell any second, and Gabriel Marcotti. I've been here for 24 hours, just time to land, and things have happened. A lot of things have happened, of course. Lopetegui and Griezmann. And I'll tell you a little bit about Moscow, what I've seen so far as well. There will be regular updates before some of the games, and after the games, some YouTube lives as well. So keep an eye on what's happening. Now that I've, as I said, landed and put all the stuff in its place, which sometimes it requires 24 hours. Basically, I'm ready. I'm ready now for the World Cup. I'm looking forward to it as well. I will be going to 5 Live later on and tell a little bit what I've seen and what I'm looking forward to, and the first preview of Spain-Portugal. But talking of which, Real Madrid have announced that Julen Lopetegui is the new manager of Real Madrid, and he has caught everybody by surprise. But did Real Madrid have many more choices? We'll go back to that in a minute. But first, let's talk about Julen Lopetegui, who of course was at Real Madrid in 3 different phases. He was the goalkeeper of Real Madrid for 2 years, even though he played just 1 game. He was a scout in 2006, and then he was with Castilla, Real Madrid B as well, and didn't do too well. But anyway, he left a very good impression, and that is one of the things that are important about Lopetegui. He represents very well whatever institution he's involved with. And he did very well at Porto, even though at the end the split was a little bit acrimonious, but he has got perhaps a different way of explaining what happened there compared to how Porto explains it, and some of the media, they explain it. But it was a very good experience for him, and while he was waiting for the next opportunity, Wolves came around with the new owners. It's his link with Jorge Mendes, which how he got that opportunity to become the manager of Wolves, and he was working really hard to find out what kind of a squad there was, what they needed. He had prepared, literally, he told me, the suitcases to go to England, and then Spain called to replace Vicente del Bosque, and he's done so well, hasn't he, in the qualifiers. He hasn't lost yet. There's goals in every game he plays. There's a very good football, even though in the last 2 games Spain has stuttered a little bit with Switzerland that drew and Tunisia as well. But let's hope it's just down to friendlies and some things that he was trying with the side, like putting Silva on the left-hand side, and he's better on the right-hand side because he's got the opportunity to go out or come inside and shoot. He's much more comfortable on the right-hand side. I think that's where he will play. He tried Thiago as a holding midfield instead of Busquets. Anyway, it was just typical things that happen before a World Cup. No much more than that. The team has played wonderfully up till now, and that has counted in his favour as well. Plus, the fact that Real Madrid could not get the man they wanted, which is Mauricio Pochettino. We spoke about it here. Basically, Real Madrid decided not to negotiate with the Spurs, and perhaps they're making it look like it's Real Madrid choosing not to go for Pochettino or not to get him, when in fact they just knew that they could not get him. So there was not even a chance for Pochettino to say yes or no to that opportunity. And when that happened, they leaked 3 names: Pochettino, Jurgen Klopp, and Antonio Conte. Now, that always is done so to calm the nerves of the media and the fans, sometimes with a touch of truth. In this case, they knew that they could not get Klopp, and they didn't even try properly. And Antonio Conte created a lot of doubts in the mind of the ones who run Real Madrid, Florentino Perez and Jose Angel Sanchez, because of how he relates to the players and what kind of manager the players require. Somebody that can give a new impulse to Real Madrid. Real Madrid are willing to change 5 players from the squad. 5 players at Real Madrid could be, 1 or 2 big names, but certainly 5 players in a kind of recycling that they want to do. And the fact that Lopetegui has worked so well with the likes of Lucas Vázquez, Marcos Asensio, Carvajal, of course, Sergio Ramos is there. I'm pretty sure that those have been consulted and they've given a positive report on Julen Lopetegui. So that is what's going to happen 2021, the same as when he was at Wolves. He was ready to go there, and then Spain called. He had negotiated a new contract for 2 more years with the national side, but he's going to Real Madrid until 2021. Now, that's going to be interesting because the style is not something that's important at Real Madrid. It's about managing the squad and what the egos, if you like, the big personalities, having a clear idea who is the boss there, Sergio Ramos, Cristiano Ronaldo, and dealing with all that as Zidane did so brilliantly. Julen Lopetegui is a coach. More than a manager, he's a coach. He likes to make his impact in his sides. He likes the teams to play in a way that he feels passionate about. But at the same time, he's a good politician, if you like. Has had to be to deal with the national side. Again, big names, but he's created a very good atmosphere, a very positive atmosphere, and everybody's very pleased with it. Barcelona, Real Madrid, whoever has been in his hands. He has been a very good 2 years in terms of pushing the national side to another level after the bad experiences of Brazil and the European Championship. So quite clearly, that's a little bit what Real Madrid needs, a little bit of a push. That's something that Zidane felt it was needed, and he didn't have the energy or the desire to do those changes. Some of them would be big changes if there is, of course, the market allows it, if there is somebody buying those players and selling those players. So we'll see in which direction Real Madrid will go to, but a recycling on the side is needed, is identified, and Lopetegui will be in charge of that. That's 1. 2, Griezmann. Griezmann, I heard this early afternoon that he was not going to say anything in the press conference. Exactly that's what happened. And basically he was just, the French press was briefed that he was not going to talk about his future, and he got confirmed when he talked about it. He said he's decided, but he said that he's not going to announce it. Now is not the right time. He's playing with everybody the same way that he played with Manchester United last season and decided not to go to Manchester United. So Barcelona cannot do much more, really. But I've got the impression that the coach Valverde has known about it, and if that's the case, he has been thinking ahead in terms of which players to get rid of, who he should bring around the arrival of Griezmann. But if he doesn't go there, bad news, because who are they going to go for? And one thing that everybody's pushing on, the big names, the Messis, the Suarez, is bring big players, because we want to win the Champions League. And Iniesta is leaving. What's going to happen with the midfield? And of course, Neymar was not properly replaced. So, no good news if Griezmann doesn't go to Barcelona. Barcelona think they've convinced Griezmann, but Atletico Madrid think they've convinced Griezmann as well. Nobody knows what his decision has been. Remember, on the 1st of July, his buyout clause is 100 million euros, goes down from 200 to 100 million euros. In my eyes, if he was going to stay at Atletico Madrid, why not say it? Why not say it right now? So is he waiting on the 1st of July to actually say, it's Barcelona I'm going for, so then Barcelona can pay the buyout clause? We will see. But Atletico Madrid have promised him a big wage that will make him one of the top 5 best paid players in the world, and also players to come in for a value of 100 million euros. So it will push Atletico Madrid to the next level for certain, and then you will have to demand Atletico Madrid to abandon the idea that 3rd place is the target for something more ambitious. But if Griezmann goes, then there is all that money available to still make a very good team. So we will see on all that. And we will be talking about Spain-Portugal soon as well, but let me tell you, it's raining in Moscow. The temperature in the evening goes down to 8 degrees. We've got it's a Vic Avenue. Shall I show you? A Vic Avenue, and over there you can see the red square just at the end, and some other landmarks of Moscow. But there's a couple of shops where we are. A Vietnamese restaurant, already been there twice, And there is not much more around here, but everything is very close. 2 underground stations which take you to the city centre pretty quickly, and about 15-minute walk from Red Square, which is where I'll be going to do 5 Live later. There's other things that I've been seeing, but perhaps I'll do a little videos from maybe a little video day on Instagram, so you can see what Moscow is about, what this World Cup is about, and what I'm doing in this World Cup is exactly so. I'll leave it with that, and I hope to talk to you some more. Remember, subscribe if you like this, advise me what you like to hear about, comment as well, and I will be involved in the conversation too. So that's it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.